There we go.
A human being leaving Earth for deep space has to travel through the very thick ringed donut of trapped radiation which permanently encircles our planet. This donut contains within it two specific natural zones of very intense radiation. The whole region is named after Dr. James Van Allen, the scientist who registered this discovery in 1958.
Right, well, that's a nice little exposition of what the Van Allen belts are. So there they are, they're high energy belts of radiation.
Yeah.
Now, I've read something about this, about something called Starfish Prime. Can you tell me
Operation Starfish Prime was conducted in 1962, late 1962, October 1962.
Right, before the Apollo missions.
Before the Apollo missions, but in the same week as the Cuban Missile Crisis, both the Americans and the Russians exploded nuclear weapons 200 miles above the Earth's surface. Operation Starfish Prime.
And the purpose of this?
The purpose of this was to remove the radiation belts.
So blast a hole in
Blast a hole in the radiation belt.
So that satellites or whatever could go through.
Yeah. And maybe just as a little aside, that was the, we've all heard of Alternative 3, the book and the television program.
Yes.
That was Alternative 1, the bit that didn't work, blow a hole in the upper atmosphere to let the heat out. It's to do with global warming.
Oh, right.
But we'll not go there. They did set these nuclear weapons off. It did create a third belt of radiation.
Okay, so it made it worse?
Oh, it works. If you explode...
No, what I said was it made it worse. It didn't make it better. It didn't make a hole in the Van Allen belts. It just made the radiation more intense.
Made the radiation so intense that if you look at the record, no astronaut flew for a year after that happened. No astronaut was sent
even
up.
in low Earth orbit, because that's all they were doing.
That's where it would have been, low Earth orbit.
I see.
It's 200 miles up, where the space station is now.
Right, okay. So how could they have then gone through it to go to the moon?
Well, this is the major question. Yes, you could have gone through it. You could go through it if you were protected. You go and have your teeth x-rayed. The technician wears a lead apron to protect themselves, because radiation is cumulative in the body. It goes in, it doesn't come out.
Right.
It builds up, and it affects cellular level. It also affects photographic film, which is why when you buy a photographic film, it'll have an expiry date on it. I'm talking film, not digital at this point.
Okay.
It'll have an expiry date on it, because if you have a photographic film and keep it for too long, it'll fog, it'll reduce contrast, it'll look misty, it'll look like you shot it in a fog, basically.
Right.
This is what radiation does to photographic film.
But none of the films had any of this effect, did they? They all came back and they were beautiful. They were all on the cover of Time magazine and Sunday Times and
all over the place.
All over the place.
They were brilliant photographs. They were professional quality.
They were, weren't they?
Beautifully composed, beautifully exposed photographs. They were done professionally.